Good morning, everybody. This is Judd at White Wave Trading Strategies. This is now my 52nd year doing this. So we're just going to go over a few chart patterns this morning and the potential topping patterns we have in tech. And I'm also announcing, that June 18th is White Wave will be closed for a private event for my quarterly matrix class. And you can go to whitewavetradingstrategies.com and look at the details. All right, so let's just get right to it this morning. Yesterday, the Nikkei reached basically a 50-year target at 68,300 and change. So that was my swing count for the Nikkei from the January 90 high to the 2003 low, or you can use the 2009 blow off, after the 08-09 crash. We hit the target. When you hit a target, you typically have to be out of everything. And the worst part of it is that it hit it on a Wednesday. So there are a couple other things that are going on. Broadcom, I thought was going to come down maybe $30 after the close and bounce. It did rally like $20 or $30, and now it's basically blown up. So you have a two-day island top in Broadcom, and we're going to see if anybody really wants to buy this stock right now, or is just, if you ever wanted to get back into the tech train, today's going to be the day. And I'm not so sure you want to do that. So I think you have to be really patient to see how this is going to trade out. The other index that I think is going to have difficulty is that Korea has put in a three-day island top, and now that's back down into here. And it could easily get back to 185 before you find an area where you really want to buy it again, or a low risk level. So I think you have to wait out the entire board as far as all these individual names go. And I'll go through the ETFs and everything else in my morning routine when I open up the room. So White Wave subscription, this is a courtesy video. You can join my room by going to whitewavetradingstrategies.com and sign up for a free trial. You get room privileges, and we usually start the room out at about 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time. So those are the few things I'm looking at. I'm going to go back to the S&Ps since everybody's fascinated with that. The two things I generally look at are the risk spreads. S&P bonds and NASDAQ bonds are both of them down in areas where either they're going to bounce or they're going to keep on going. So, you have to wait out, the early morning trade here to see what everybody in the U.S. wants to do, whether it's going to be a liquidation or they're going to buy the first break. The S&Ps, I'm looking at my longer term point figure. Just yesterday afternoon, I went over the technicals in the S&Ps. Basically looked at the areas where I thought they could trap all the bears the first time down, and I picked out this 75, 19, 20 level. I want to see how it trades here. I need, I like to see a 7,500 print, 7,500 print in the S&Ps for pressure relief, and if you get that print, then it's either going to stop right there in front of 7,500 and have a really good bounce, or it's going to print 7,500 and have the potential to go to another 50 points lower, which will give you a low risk buy area around 7,450. So Judd's room is a live trading room every day, and we go over the names, sectors, ETFs, everything. So that's my post for this morning. Thank you for listening.